Forget the fat lady. You're obsessed with the fat lady. Just get us out of here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to But It Was Aliens, the extraterrestrial podcast where we determine if it's bullshit or if it's actually aliens. What you heard at the top of the show was a movie quote. The first person to DM us at But It Was Aliens podcast on Instagram will not only get a shout out on the show, but will get to pick a quote for a future episode. As usual, I am your host, Granville Moonwalker, and I am joined by Kevin the Grey, aka Greybeard. How you doing today?
I am magic. My wand makes the sound of a whip, you may notice.
I was about to ask, was that a whip or a wand?
It's a kinky wand.
What kind of magic tricks does it do?
It removes panties. Panties!
Fresh or soiled?
Depends on the victim / I was going to say lucky person, but let's be honest, victim.
So you get to pick
Your panties.
between soiled and clean? Or does it just happen to be whatever that person's wearing?
Whatever they're wearing, whatever they've been up to. If they've been in the gym, so be it.
Oh, that's going to be filthy. Sweaty panties.
Oh no! My ass is out!
So where do the panties go when you do that?
Straight up.
Oof. That does not sound pleasant.
Oh.
I kind of felt it.
Being the victim of a wedgie over there.
Definitely. Today we're off to Brazil, the country that gave us Pelé, Romario, Kaká, Roberto Carlos, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, the real one, and many other world-class footballers. It's the home of the Amazon River, samba music, and Christ the Redeemer. But today we're not going to be talking about all the obvious things people know.
I heard the names of the footballers and all I started thinking was, oh, oh, wah, wah,
wah.
doopy doopy, shoopy nippy nippy doopy, shooby nippy nippy doopy, shooby nippy nippy doopy.
I want you to sing that at the start of every podcast.
I can do that.
Done.
Shoopy doopy, shooby nippy nippy.
So, do you have a favourite Brazilian footballer?
Fat Ronaldo all day long.
Why?
Because, to be fair, in the 90s, I just thought he was an absolute beast of a football player. But then my love for him was confirmed when he got fat. That he could still just run at people and he put the fear of God into them.
That is true.
He was an absolute beast. That is why. You missed out Julio Baptista.
No, I didn't.
Who's your favourite?
Ronaldinho.
Why?
I don't think
He only had like 3 good years, didn't he?
Yeah, but I don't think anyone played football with so much love and like a smile on their face.
What about Rivaldo? He was generally amazing.
Yeah, he was genuinely amazing. But again, Ronaldinho just looked like he was out there having fun on the pitch.
Until he got found out. He got smashed for a few games and then his career ended. He went into obscurity.
He still plays with a smile on his face, lighting up the world. He's a don. I don't care what you say.
Do you know what? Before I liked Ronaldo, Romario was actually my favourite player. I think I might like Brazilians. Oh.
I miss little Juninho.
Oh.
He was a beast.
Where was he at? Was it Middlesbrough?
Middlesbrough.
Yeah. People who don't like football / soccer are going to be completely lost right now.
Well, they can go and do some homework. Find out who these greats were. All right. Today, we're going to talk about the incident dubbed the Brazilian Roswell.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Does?
It sounds vaguely familiar.
What, the term Roswell?
Do you know what? I've read 5 or 6 stories that are all deemed like a random country's Roswell, like France's Roswell, England's Roswell, Russia's Roswell.
So, what sounds familiar is Roswell.
Yeah, Roswell.
Yeah, I thought so.
I've heard of that place. Where is it now? Oh, Roswell.
Roswell.
There we go.
Well, in 1996, there was a series of events which took place in Varginha, Brazil.
Varginha or Virginia?
I'm going to say Varginha.
Varginha!
Simply because I want to say Varginha.
I'm still thinking of that samba song.
Hum it again for us.
Oh, la di da di ha.
Sounds nothing like the one from the start. Brilliant. So, these events took place in Varginha, Brazil, involving the alleged sighting and capture of an extraterrestrial by the Brazilian military. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, are the Brazilian military a good military?
Can you name a type of good military?
Well, maybe good is the wrong word. I was thinking like strong. For example, America, Russia, big military presence.
We're about to find out. So reports first started appearing on the Sunday TV show Fantastico of Rede Globo, which then garnered attention from the media across the world. It was even featured in the Wall Street Journal. This has been allegedly truthfully denied by the Brazilian government, but of course it would be. Some theorists, though, believe that this is a lie and it's just a cover-up.
It's hard for me to comment on what might be a lie or a cover-up when I don't know anything about the story other than it involves the Varginha military.
Well, I'm just telling you that people think it's a cover-up.
So
it could be a lie.
You're setting me up to say that it's not aliens before we begin.
Am I, though?
Are you, though? Aren't you, though?
Though I am.
Were you, though?
Maybe.
Though are you?
Possibly.
Possibly not?
Always. Now, in doing my research, I found the following information. UFologist Roger Lear of Ventura, California
knows how to party.
He surmised that there were two creatures. Allegedly, one was injured, and they were taken to a local medical clinic. The doctors and nurses described the aliens and reported unusual occurrences, some of which were paranormal in nature. As a podiatrist, Lear was extremely interested in their feet.
He's a podiatrist. He's got a kink for feet, hasn't he? I can see where this is going now. He's going to get the alien feet and he's going to do bad things.
So, I was going to take this part out because I didn't think it was necessary. But his obsession with their feet led me to leave it in. Because he's not astounded at the fact that there was an alien.
That's just common to him.
He is literally astounded and amazed by their feet. Their feet.
Do we get a description of their feet at some point today?
Maybe we do.
Does he do things to the feet?
Maybe he does.
Does he probe them?
Maybe he doesn't.
Does he use his prober?
Who knows?
You know. This is your story.
Do I?
I hope you do.
Now let's begin properly. So, according to media reports, the creature was first seen by three young women aged between 14 and 22. Sisters Liliane and Valquiria? I'm querying that name. Fatima Silva and their friend Katia Andrade Xavier.
Is that Xavier or Xavier?
I'm saying Xavier.
Is that because of the X-Men?
No, it's because of Xavier Woods. And Andrade Cien Almas.
It's a new day, yes it is.
She's got two wrestlers' names. She's a fan, a family of fans. So they allegedly saw the creature in the afternoon of January 20th. A biped around 5 foot tall, with a large head and very thin body, with V-shaped feet. There you go. There's your description of the feet.
They're V-shaped.
V-shaped.
Is that because they've got their heels together? Or is each foot a V? In which case I'm getting really creeped out. Ugh.
Do you think like two giant toes?
How long was the foot behind the giant toes? Was it literally just a V or was there a foot behind that bad boy?
Don't know, I've not seen it. Or have I?
Were you there?
Maybe I have evidence.
You're being very indecisive today.
I am.
That was
on your toes.
That was somewhat strangely decisive after that comment.
So with V-shaped feet, brown skin and large red eyes. They assumed it was sick or injured as it was wobbly and stumbling around. They told their mother that they'd seen the devil. Oh, Lucifer himself. Their mother didn't believe them until she went and investigated where they allegedly saw it and smelled a strong ammonia-like odour. So if you scroll down and have a picture, which is an artist's rendition of what they saw, can you describe that for me?
I'm going very slowly here, and I've just got 2 giant orange balls. Ooh. I wouldn't say that looks like Lucifer himself. That looks like a really, really elderly person who's had a giant's hand resting on their head for a very, very long time, thus leaving an imprint of a giant hand. The eyes, the more I look at them, are starting to look like eggs on their sides.
I can see that.
I mean, he's not a healthy looking thing, is he? She,
No.
they. How do they identify?
Couldn't tell you. But let's not assume.
Okay. I'm trying to think of a non-identifying name.
Ricardo.
Can't have Ricardo again. That's very much identifying as a male dog.
So once they had told friends and family, rumours started to spread through the city regarding UFO sightings and creatures being captured by the military.
I've got another question. I'm just looking at that picture again.
Go for it.
It's crawling towards something. What's it crawling towards? It looks like it's about to come out of the screen. Have you seen The Ring? Or is it The Ring or The Grudge?
It's The Ring.
Wow.
That's The Grudge.
They both work together. That should have been one
No,
film.
they don't.
Something's coming out of the TV here.
That's The Ring.
Wow.
That sounded The Grudge. Really not up to date on your Japanese horror, are you?
Well, to be fair, I've only seen the Japanese version of one of them.
Ringu or Grudge?
It went like this. Like something came out of the TV and it went, wow.
I don't know what you've seen.
Neither does my therapist.
What happened between the time that they left to go and tell their mum and the time that they returned with their mum?
Wait, did we say how long that was?
No, we didn't.
Well, how am I supposed to comment on that if I don't know how long I've got to work with here? This is a very complex question. I'm feeling under pressure.
Take a guess. Take a wild stab in the dark.
Right, so they
What is
left.
your hypotheses?
So they saw the creature. I reckon they went to a fancy dress place, got an outfit, dressed the creature in an outfit, took some photos, framed it for something. Oh, I can't say what I thought.
Okay, let's take a step back. They left the creature and went and got their mother.
And what happened between the time? The creature went. The creature vanished. It crawled through that TV and it went, wow.
Whose TV? Was it yours?
Shit! We've just looked at it through the screen. Oh my god, it's going to get us next, isn't it? Wow.
So Kev was doing some weird wavy hand dance in front of me then, and that was probably odder than that alien picture.
If I die tonight, I'm haunting you first, just so you know.
What if I died first?
Then I don't believe in ghosts.
I'll haunt you.
I'm invincible.
Knock on your door.
I'll answer it. I'll be like, hello, mate.
And I'll be like, ooh. Well, an old lady and her granddaughter heard the screams when the girls first spotted the strange creature. When the girls left, the old lady and her granddaughter quietly kept watch as a vehicle from the fire department turned up and secured the creature before driving off as if nothing happened.
The fire department took it away. Since when did the fire department do that? Are they like a jack of all trades in Brazil? What? What did they tie it up with a hose? Did they strap it to a ladder? Why was the fire department even there? There wasn't a fire. That makes no sense.
Yet. So, one of the sources that I got this information from contradicts itself.
It's always good.
Like, in the story it says that the girls couldn't take their eyes off of the creature, and then the next paragraph says, although they didn't see it, someone did, and then describes what happened with the old lady. So on one account they say the girls can take their eyes off it, and then the next it says although they didn't see it. You seem stunned. So by that comment,
that's a little bit boggling, yeah.
yeah. Or are you still like flabbergasted by the fact that the fire department came into?
Yeah, to be fair, it's mainly that.
Okay. Well, in Brazil,
Oh, la di da di da, la do le ho wa, oh le booba, se be de boom de beaver.
right, I'm going to carry on, bastard. In Brazil, the fire department comes under control of the military, so it does add credence to the sighting.
Why didn't you say that to begin with? I got so confused.
Because I wanted you to be confused.
So the fire officers are army men.
Or are they?
Well, they are. You just said that.
No.
They come under the control of the military.
Doesn't mean that they are military.
But they're being controlled by the military, so they're basically military.
No, they're not.
If
They're
you're
the
being
fire
controlled by
department.
an alien, you're an alien. You're on their side.
Is that how you see it?
That's exactly how I see it. My ray... No, hold on, you'd have the ray gun. I'm hiding. If you're being
So
controlled
you're an
by an
alien.
alien...
You've got a ray gun, Kev.
No, I'm just with the fire department.
So you're military.
Whoosh. Do you feel
Put that one away. Good job, I ain't got no panties on.
I know, for sure.
What? Records from the Varginha Fire Department. Right, you were taking a swig. Would also show that a call was made to them at around 8:30 on the morning of January 20th. Details of the call report that a strange creature was seen roaming around the woods on the outskirts of the city. When the fire department arrived, the records showed that 3 young boys had seen the creature.
Did they have 3 little toys? Continue.
You're a bitch. Don't interrupt me again.
I can make no promises.
I'll turn that wand on you.
It's mine.
I'll turn that wand on you.
I'll wedgie you so hard.
So these 3 young boys had seen the creature and the direction that it had gone. They claimed it was heading towards the location of the first sighting of the 3 young girls. So, did they see the same creature? Or are these 2 separate creatures? What are your thoughts?
So we've got 2 different groups of people that have seen... It's got to be the same creature. There can't be too many of those wrinkly things around. Because I've never seen one of those.
You're not in Brazil.
Yeah, but if there was more than one, then they might be breeding, they'd be multiplying.
How would they get out of Brazil?
Boat? Crawling through TVs? Wow.
That's a good point. But would we have to have Brazilian TV for them to travel?
To be fair, if something looks like that, I'm not ruling out any power. That thing should not be alive. It's had its head crushed by a giant and it's still going. It's got orange eyes. Like a
Egg-shaped.
mango.
Egg-shaped.
Oh,
eyes.
mangoes aren't orange.
No.
Mangoes are green. Why the hell? A mango's green, yet mango flavoured drinks are orange coloured?
Have you peeled a mango?
Yes,
They're not green.
but they're green on the outside.
That's the mango skin.
What colour are they on the inside?
Yellow.
It's not orange though, is it?
Didn't say it
Quite
was, but it's not
pale as
green.
well. Regardless,
It's like an orangey yellow, depending on how ripe it is.
how did the rule become that mango flavoured things are the same colour as orange flavoured things?
What mango coloured things have you seen that are orange?
Mango juice?
It's yellow.
I've got some in my cupboard.
I would like to see this evidence. Kev is actually going to get his mango juice. That's yellow.
That's orange.
That's yellow.
It's orange.
That's not orange.
That's orange.
That's the
Orange.
outside label is orange. That's yellow.
Orange. Motherfucker.
Oh, you're colourblind.
You're colourblind.
We need to get you tested. I think next week we may delay the show. Get Kev tested. Can't see colours. Can't see colours.
You're the one that's colourblind.
That was clearly yellow.
That's clearly orange.
Not at all.
It's mango.
Okay. Everyone go out and, when you're out and about, have a look for some mango juice. And then let us know if you think it's yellow or orange.
I'm ready to go to war.
If you say orange, something wrong with you.
See, that's confrontational as it is.
No, it's not. I'm just letting them know there's something wrong with them.
I just told you I'm going to war. And you're confrontational. I'm lining up guns at you as we speak. There's a red dot between your eyes.
You confrontational
You're so
bastard.
confrontational. Lay down.
Right. Mango story aside.
We had a mango moment.
Go get checked, son. That's really not orange.
You go get checked.
It's not orange.
It's not yellow. It's mango, which is orange. Come on, prick. Where are we?
Ready to go to war. Well, 2 more residents also helped to confirm the boy's story, with one other recalling that she'd seen the boys throwing stones at it before she told them to stop, which they did, and then it disappeared into the woods. They sent a small search party into the woods, but there was no confirmed sighting. That was until 2 hours later, when the military managed to corner and capture the creature, which gave no resistance whatsoever. So perhaps it was injured.
Well, I'm not surprised. It looked pretty like haggard and wrinkly and old.
Is that the same one?
Yes. By the way, this is the Brazilian Roswell.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the crash?
Hold up.
Hold up.
Thinking that their mission was complete, they radioed the commander. When he arrived, he ordered them to seal off the entire area. This then became classified as top secret, and they were alerted to the fact that there was more than one creature in the area.
No. It's the same one. He's got powers. He can clone himself. Shadow clones.
So would that then make there one or more?
They're all the same one. Starting to go a little bit cross-eyed here.
Yeah, you're quite right, but how many of them are there?
One! Cloned. How long is a piece of string? Huh? Can you tell me that?
If I cut this piece of string here in front of me, I'm going to cut it to 5 centimetres. This string is 5 centimetres.
Is there an end to that story?
No. You asked how long a piece of string was. This piece of string is 5 centimetres.
I feel like this is some sort of mind game. I'm not biting. There is no string. Is there a string? Where's the string?
Is there? If you look into your mind, do you see a piece of string? Are you the string?
I'm getting really confused. Was there a crash?
Well, later that day, another creature was captured
Oh.
by 2 plainclothes agents who managed to force the creature into the back of their car.
It's a little bit violent.
It is. According to local researchers, the agents took the creature to a small local clinic, but was denied access and treatment by the doctor. So it would be correct for us to assume that this creature is either injured or hurt in some way. The doctor then urged them to take the creature to a hospital in the city.
Why is the doctor sending this thing to a hospital? What makes him think that doctors are going to know what the hell to do with it? It's like a wrinkly ball bag with eyes.
Not only that, but if there is something contagious about it, or he's worried about
It's
something,
brought space germs.
why would he send it to a more populated area?
What's the difference between being injured and being hurt?
Look, alright. I wrote this at night. And I had a long day. There may be some discrepancies between some of the descriptive words. He was hurt and injured.
He was in a bad way.
To be fair,
Wait, was it he? We never established.
to be fair, it could be injured. It just might not hurt.
They could be injured.
They, them.
I don't know what to call them. God, this is tough. We need to give it a name. The Burt Squad.
Ricardo.
We can't call everything Ricardo. We've used Ricardo. Ricardo is a dog. We need a new name.
Ricardo.
We've used Ricardo. We've used Lord Jeffrey.
So the next name that came into my head was Jiminy Cricket, motherfucker.
We've used Jiminy Cricket, motherfucker.
Leroy Jenkins.
The Leroys.
Leroy's.
The wrinkly Leroys. It makes no sense whatsoever. I don't know how you got to Leroy Jenkins. Were they charging into battle before the team was ready?
Quite possibly.
That's why they're all wrinkly and stuff.
So, one of the agents has handled the Leroy with his bare hands. With his bare hands. This maverick rogue, poor soul, was apparently Marco Cherez. Within days, he was taken to a hospital. This guy was now extremely ill and had lost all use of his limbs.
Oh, crap.
He continued to deteriorate rapidly, showing no signs of improvement, no matter what they tried. He would go on to die on February 15th, but what's creepy is what happened afterwards.
He died the day after Valentine's Day. For Valentine's Day, he got basically a space STD.
He did, however, not have to buy any Valentine's.
Well, technically he died afterwards, so he still had to give it out.
Had a good excuse not to go out and get them.
He could have rolled to the shop.
Do you think he got killed afterwards for not buying any?
Did he have like a thing with the Leroy?
I think he just touched it.
It sounds
Him,
like he'd
Leroy.
them.
Them Leroys. Well, the hospital gave no explanation to cause of death and ordered that his coffin is sealed shut and his funeral take place within hours.
Feels a little bit rushed.
Very. Which is not that creepy, really. I suppose they can't give an explanation because they don't have one. And to cut the risk of an outbreak or contamination, seal and bury the body as soon as possible.
This is very timely.
I mean, if someone was to come in and unleash a pathogen in here right now and you got infected and I didn't, it would make sense for me to bury your body, seal it so no one else gets contaminated, have the funeral as soon as possible so people could grieve.
Would you invite my family?
Yes.
He said that very unconvincingly.
Kevin disappeared. I'm not sure where he's gone.
But wouldn't you catch the virus as well?
I just said I wouldn't catch it.
But how?
I'm immune.
Are you the virus? Did you create the virus? Why am I letting myself be left in a room alone with you?
I am a big, strong lad with immunities to this pathogen. I'm stronger than this pathogen.
You're not. You're a pussy.
Okay, we both get them. We both become contaminated. Would it not make sense to seal us off or away from everyone else? And if we die, there is a potential that it could leak into the atmosphere.
I feel like you'd want that. You'd want to take the world with you. The look that you're giving me suggests that that is completely accurate.
Some days, maybe it is.
You're being non-committal again.
No, I'm not.
You floozy. Coy bastard.
Stop lying on me.
Like I said, you floozy.
So the family did, however, go on to sue the Brazilian military. But the only new information that came from it was that a small amount of toxic material was in his body. And that an altering of official records to show that Cherez wasn't on duty on that night.
It's a cover-up.
So you're on board.
Why would they say that he wasn't on duty when we've already established that he was?
Titty.
Pardon me. I get exactly where you're coming from. Why would they say that?
Why would they?
But Again, I can see why they would do it. And before anyone gets onto me, I'm merely saying I understand it, not that I agree with it. So, you seal the body. You then have the funeral within hours. Don't give an explanation to why he died. You doctor the documents to say it wasn't there. And you do that to cover the tracks to say that he didn't get this from the alien because he wasn't on duty.
Because there wasn't an alien.
Exactly. So I don't agree with what they're doing.
But you can see the potential.
But I can see why they done it. Again, I don't agree. I can understand.
Were the creatures still alive?
Doesn't say that they were dead.
They look like ball sacks.
Is that your only thought?
It's my predominant thought. I wouldn't say only. I'm intrigued as to why they're saying he wasn't on duty that night. I'm also intrigued as to whether there's any actual evidence of this creature other than the family and the other people seeing it.
Well, I'm glad that you have that in your head. Because here is a picture of where one of the creatures was spotted. Can you tell me what you see?
Why is there a nearly naked child being surrounded by people?
I thought you were laughing at what you saw, and then that's what your mind went to?
But there's nothing there.
Precisely.
What's this supposed to be a picture of?
Where it was spotted.
Why are they all crowding around an empty
I
area?
have no idea.
And why is there a half-naked or three-quarters naked child
Maybe
just in the middle of the photo like he's the creature?
Maybe it's hot in Brazil.
Well, at least give him some shorts. I mean, crikey. Someone's taken a photo here and they've centered him right in the middle of the image. Why?
Have they sent it?
Who took this photo?
Or is he just stood there?
They could have moved out a little bit to put him on the edges or something, or took it at an angle.
That is true.
They have specifically centered it on this little nearly naked kid. Is this kid okay?
Dunno. You tell me.
Rodriguez, are you okay?
So, Rodriguez is...
What?
Oh no!
No!
I know!
That's... How did that happen?
Is the name of the lawyer who was brought in by the family. So, I'm currently unsure of his full name, and I refuse to look it up. Just can't be bothered. So he or she is now known as Rodriguez.
Named after that little child. I can't believe it's got the same name. I literally hadn't gone past the picture.
I know. I was waiting for the shock on your face. So,
fucking psychic.
Rodriguez's investigation led him/her/them finding out that an entire wing of the hospital was off limits in the coming days. The military then held a meeting with all the staff that the events of the last few days were a training exercise for the doctors and military.
Yeah.
See? And they were instructed to deny everything. If they were asked any questions, especially by that lawyer, referring to Rodriguez.
He's becoming a dog. Why is everyone having that voice?
Because it goes.
Rodriguez.
One more time.
Rodriguez.
No. So 2 days later, on the 22nd, another creature...
No.
2 days later, on the 22nd, another creature was allegedly found lying in the road, with military trucks sent to retrieve it.
Oh, wait.
You sure?
I'm not positive.
Okay. There were some claims that Signor Fortunato...
I was expecting the voice there.
I tried it, but then kind of stumbled with the pronunciation of the name. So, Fortunato Badenfalles would lead the autopsies of the alien creatures. He would always deny this when asked, but according to a student who asked him in the late 90s, he allegedly truthfully said, "I'd love to give you an answer, but please Ask this question in 10 or 15 years from now.
Why 10 to 15 years from now?
Maybe there's a...
How old
Like,
was this guy at the time?
He can't say anything for 10 to 15 years?
But it's already been a certain amount of time. What changes in... Is he going to be on his deathbed and he's going to let him know? Is he just like Captain Bullshit and he likes a little bit of a stir?
Maybe he thinks that in 10 to 15 years he can open his mouth a bit more. He'd have a bit more power.
See, I feel like if this was really aliens, he'd be wanting to get the story straight out.
Maybe
'Cause
he
if
knows
he's-
what's good for him and his family.
Well, no, he doesn't, clearly, because if he's saying wait 10, 15 years, they're going to hear that. Like, he's going to tell people in 15 years, let's off him.
But it's alleged. Allegedly truthful.
So this didn't happen.
Maybe it did. It's from a student. Like, a student has said that he said it. Can't always trust a student. We've all been there.
They like
We
to
know what
drink.
we were like as students.
With the students.
We drunk a lot.
I hope there's a little bit more.
So it would also seem that NORAD had contacted the Brazilian authorities on the 13th of January and warned them that they had tracked a number of identified objects over the Western Hemisphere. That night, one or more had entered Brazilian airspace.
Here we go.
Whether one of these objects crashed or not is unknown, but there is a report of the incident.
What do you mean by report?
A report?
Who did the report? Who holds the report? Is this report public?
The Brazilian authorities hold the report. Along the Fernão Dias Highway, Carlos da Souza was minding his own damn business on his way to get shit done when he heard a muffled roaring sound overhead. When he looked towards the sky, he could see a cigar-shaped silver craft with white smoke bellowing from a tear in the front of it. He also reports that he could see 4 windows along the side of it, roughly 40 foot long. It soon overtook him and he decided to follow it before losing it over some trees. But from where he was, he had no doubt it had gone down somewhere in the woodlands. He continued to drive his truck in the direction he knew it had gone down and was proven right when he found in a field ahead of him
A ball bag with orange.
and was proven right when he found it in a field ahead of him with scattered parts of the silver craft all over the place. But what astounded him is that there were already around 40 military officers there collecting parts and putting them in military vehicles.
They'd been tracking it.
Indeed they had. Now where he stood was a piece of the aircraft. As he picked it up, a soldier shouted at him to leave. D'Souza dropped the object and left. However, after leaving, when he stopped for coffee a ways down the road, he was approached by 2 military men in plain clothing. They knew his name and told him in no uncertain terms he was not to talk about what he'd seen, which he clearly ignored.
Yeah, he did not take that in, did he?
Nope. He didn't give a shit about what they said.
So who's he told this story to?
Well, he's told it to everyone. Told it to the world. An official inquiry from the military authorities concluded that the creature the women actually saw was a homeless, mentally unstable man nicknamed Mudinho, who was covered in mud.
The local homeless man. How many of this does he have clones? Or was it just him like having a rampage
I think it
around
was just
town?
him.
They kept on seeing him everywhere.
So yeah, maybe he's
What?
just wandering around drunk and covered in mud.
So that was the official outcome of the military inquiry.
Mm-hmm.
And they were, oh, I want to see this man.
Do you remember? He's Mudinho.
He's the world famous skillful homeless person, Mudinho. And he's
Trickster.
riddled with diseases that have had to close down the whole hospital. This could be true.
In regards to the alien seen in the medical clinic, this was actually an expectant dwarf couple.
Whoa. This is starting to feel really judgmental. Like, I know we're making light of it, but they're basically judging a homeless person and a dwarf couple here. This feels a little bit... yeah, I'm becoming less comfortable with Varginha.
a documentary covering it were told that they were not allowed to interview the firemen on duty that night, and they were told that they were on leave.
That's suspicious.
So, this is now that time in the podcast where we must decide whether this is all a hoax, bullshit, trickery, a misunderstanding, or, but was it aliens? Kev, can you please let me into your mind on this one?
Oh, this is a tough one. This is a really tough one. I don't like the fact that they're like unaware as to dwarfism and homelessness. That doesn't sit very well with me. It's suspicious that they changed the story to say that guy was on duty, or wasn't on duty when he was. But then who's the source telling us that?
Exactly.
You've
also got to think, people think that this is a cover-up by the military as well.
Yeah, but someone's put that story out that they've changed.
No, I mean the Mardinio and the dwarf.
And the dwarfs. Yeah. Yeah, but even so, someone is telling this story, do you know what I mean? There's an author saying that this is a cover-up, putting it out there. And that's what makes me suspicious, because had they have changed this person to be not on shift, there's no way that information would have gotten out there. But it's gotten out there. It feels like maybe newspapers have got hold of this and twisted and turned it a little bit. Roll them backwards a little bit. The lights in the sky and the cigar-shaped ship.
Yep.
There was... What year was this set in again?
1996.
Okay, that's a little bit later than I was thinking in my head, because from like in fact earlier than the 50s, like cigar-shaped ships were like a craze in the UFO community for decades. They're one of the most common seen crafts. So that's an interesting one, that they'd lean towards that rather than, because it didn't look like those ball-looking aliens came from anything known. Oh man, this is a hard one.
So what you're saying is,
I've got splinters in my arsehole. I'm currently on the fence and I don't know which way I'm going to fall. Am I going this way? Am I going that way?
Remember, they also had comms from NORAD. I mean, why would you block off a hospital wing? And why would you also tell all the staff at the hospital that this is a training drill?
It's bloody suspicious, I'll give you that. Do we know anything about who's providing these sources of evidence?
No.
Ah.
So the sources apparently come from locals around the city. And
this is such a tough one.
Some by Rodriguez, the lawyer.
Rodriguez. The small Rodriguez.
Turns out he's the alien.
I could really go either way on this. It's very tough. There's a few things that I feel are very suspicious, but equally it's almost too suspicious, like it's been planted to create a story as opposed to the military have planted the information to change it from the story. Do you know what I mean?
Which way do you go? Which way do you go?
My instinct is telling me that it's not quite aliens, but it could be. Like, I feel like that if you could give me just a tiny bit more information, then I might fall on to the aliens bandwagon, because there's definitely, like I say, it's suspicious. It's definitely suspicious. Let me just go and look at those pictures again.
Go on.
So we've got the blank space.
I thought he would have come to a conclusion by now. He seems to be dilly-dallying quite a bit.
Yeah.
And the fire department that comes under military control as well. And the fire department turning up in these places. Any of that?
I'm just looking at this picture of like the three fingers imprinted into his head and wondering what their purpose might be, to work out whether this is genetically possible to be like a form of evolution.
Or the Mudman.
Yeah, he does. Now you've said that, he does look pretty muddy. I can't say maybe, can I?
No.
Do you know what? It, it's aliens. It's probably not aliens, but I'm saying that it was aliens.
But it was aliens. So, I personally completely get where the military are coming from when they claim it's all a misunderstanding, especially claiming that it was midgets. But this is aliens. This is aliens. I'm convinced these people saw aliens. All the evidence and witness accounts have led me, well, you can call me a fool, but I don't want your pity. I'm in. This is aliens. The whole wing of a hospital being blocked off, the staff being told it's a drill, the body is sealed and the funeral within hours. If he was contaminated and died of the toxic effects of just being touched, they must take every precaution that this does not get out. And by dismissing the claims that people saw an alien, they're just trying to stop a widespread panic. I also feel sorry for the aliens, because at no point has it been reported that they have been violent. That doesn't mean that they were 100% weren't going to f*** us up. But imagine, if you will, that you're able to travel to other worlds, and in passing one, your ship f***s up and you crash land. You have no idea where the f*** you are, and everything looks scary. These weird creatures are throwing things at you and screaming. I can see why they'd be scared and not retaliate. Their guns might have been left on the ship.
Blew up. Oh no. I've just had a brainwave. So the ship literally crashed. There were pieces of the ship everywhere, as that bloke said. Mm-hmm. Yet you've got 4, or whatever it was, alive ball bag aliens crawling around. How the hell have they survived?
Also, it says a lot of them were found either lying in the road, because there was one found lying in the road. All the rest seemed injured.
But alive.
How do you know there wasn't more?
And how far away did they get? These are super soldiers.
I don't know. So I don't know how far the crash is from the sites where they were seen, and if they have the ability to teleport.
Then why didn't they teleport back to their home world?
Maybe they can only teleport a certain distance.
What happened to all these aliens anyway? Where did they go?
No one knows. It's literally just shut off from there. Military took them. Cover up. So some of you thought it wouldn't happen, but it was aliens. We both fully agree that this was definitely a visit which transpired and is trying to be covered up. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this week's file and the podcast in general. You can follow us at But It Was Aliens Podcast on Instagram, But It Was Aliens on Twitter, or if there's a visit you'd like us to #probe, email us at butitwasaliens@gmail.com. Think your dog is an alien?
Ricardo.
Think your best friend's cat is an alien? Think that person that you have a crush on is an alien?
I don't have feelings.
#probe. Peace.
I think I've changed my mind to a no again.
Bullshit, you've already said it. I've got it down.
I thought you'd cut it.
Got it down.
My bum is so splintered.
He's got a splintered ass.